Thanks for tuning in. This is The Life of Miner, and let's check out week 93 of my mining payouts.
I know what I do and I know what I need.
So at the beginning of these payout videos, let's go over the date and time when I took these payouts. I took these payouts on January 24th of 2021, about 5 p.m. US Eastern time. And as of right now, the price of Ethereum is around $1,350.01. And I do also want to mention that I'll go over my electricity bill and my YouTube profits at the end of the month, which is next week. Okay, so like previous weeks, I've been mining Ethereum. I do average around 2.5 gigahashes mining Ethereum. I've been also mining Monero, and I do average around 14 kilohashes. Okay, so now pulling up my Excel and checking out what I mined. I did mine around 0.86 Ethereum, equaling around $1,157.16, and about 0.02 Monero, equaling around $2.72. So if I did sell everything as of today, I would have made $1,159.88. And last but not least, if you did want to check out my GPU count, I do have a total of 75 GPUs and 1 CPU. My GPUs are mining Ethereum, and my CPU is mining Monero, and I do have 2 mining farms. Okay, so for this week's fun clip, this is a news clip on Bitcoin being a safe haven in the future. So let's check this out.
I am curious what you think, not only about the pretty dramatic pullback we've seen in the price of Bitcoin since that peak earlier this month, but also what you think about continuing to add to your pile, why doing so right now made sense.
Well, you know, it's not volatile to an investor with a 1 to 4 year time frame because it's boringly spectacular for the past decade. It's up 200% or more, pretty much on average every year for 10 years running. It's volatile for traders, but traders like volatility. So they're getting the volatility they like. It's attracting a lot of capital in the asset class. I think it's having a stellar year, and 2021 is going to be really good for Bitcoin.
Michael, it's Guy. Thanks for being here. You know, typically I would say you have to be a rocket scientist from MIT to understand this, but you happen to be exactly that. So I'm going to ask you this question. You're basically, first of all, I admire your temerity. I admire your passion about this. I truly do. And obviously it's reflected in your stock price. But how do the employees of the company feel about this? Because this is a huge bet in a lot of ways on the future of your company.
Well, you know, when Google and Facebook and Amazon and Apple came out and they launched their digital networks, and when the internet came along and it was a new digital network for information, people weren't quite sure if they should embrace them. But I think 30 years later, companies that know how to use the internet and know how to work with Apple and Google and Facebook and social networks are the leading edge companies, and they're winning. Our employees are pretty delighted that we're pioneers in commercializing and integrating with this digital monetary network, because this is going to be the future.
And so I'm not going to ask you to play, you know, stock market as we typically do, but what's the best case scenario for the price of Bitcoin? Like, what are you looking for? What are you planning? Because I would imagine at some point this has to come up on the earnings call, which I believe is within a week or so from now.
Well, look, I mean, Bitcoin's a digital monetary network, and the asset itself is the technically superior asset. It's the ideal institutional safe haven asset. So what's the future? The future is for to flip gold. It's going to replace gold, and then after it replaces gold, it's going to become the monetary index that replaces stock indexes like the S&P 500, the Dow, the bond indexes, and the like. Because people that want to store their money, they want a safe haven store of value over the next 10 to 30 years, are going to be attracted to a digital asset that has no inflation in it.
Yeah, and I think you yourself in the past have basically said that your P&L is a software company, your balance sheet is invested in Bitcoin, though. That being said, the stock is moving. Whichever way Bitcoin goes on a daily basis, the stock is moving right along with it. It's almost become a stock market proxy for crypto. How do you feel about that?
Well, you know, corporations everywhere in the world that are cash rich, they're looking at their cash and they're saying cash is a liability. They have to find an asset that's going to appreciate faster than the rate of monetary expansion. So I think what you're going to see this year is corporations are going to embrace Bitcoin either on their balance sheet like we have, because it converts a liability into an asset, or they're going to do what Square and PayPal and Grayscale have done, and they're going to build Bitcoin into their products and services, because you're talking about them all the time. Their stocks are going up. Grayscale's from 2 billion to 20 billion in assets under management in 12 months. There's a reason why. They have differentiated their products and their services with a big tech monetary network that's exploding at 200% a year. I think it's going to continue for the decade. And, everybody with cash has that opportunity. So I think our employees are delighted, our shareholders are delighted, and I think you're going to see an avalanche of new companies do the same thing, either on their balance sheet or on their P&L.
Alright, so thanks for checking out this week's mining payout. Stay tuned for next week's as well. And shout out to this week's random comment winner. And if you did want to be featured, just write a comment below. And if you do want to catch these videos live, I do stream live on Twitch at twitch.tv/thelifeofaminer every Sunday, 2:30 p.m. US Eastern Time. And if you do need any type of help, definitely join the Discord. I or someone knowledgeable will definitely help you out. Okay, so hope you enjoyed this video. Thumbs if you enjoyed it, sub if to see what's next. But of course, thanks for watching and always, happy mining.
Thanks for watching The Life of a Miner. This is Gohan from Dragon Ball Z. You don't want me to get angry and turn Super Saiyan, so make sure you subscribe to The Life of a Miner. I'm also the narrator. Next time on The Life of a Miner.